Welcome everybody, welcome once again, back with Spinnerang, and today we're going to be talking about the whole new CW slate, the fantastic, what can I say, the fantastic superhero slate they have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Today with me is our man, Cal. Not Cal Ripken, but Cal. Cal.
Calvin Ellis. All respect to Cal Ripken. Hey, much respect to
Great player, can't knock great.
Okay. And speaking of great players, we got these four shows coming up over here. If you're a comic book fan, this is your time. This is the golden age of the golden age. It just doesn't get any better than this. And hey, if you're someone like me who thinks that DC in the films has been nothing more than a scat bucket kicked around, the CW shows are a godsend. They are a lifesaver. Okay? So, you got 4 straight days starting with the greatest female superhero of them all, Supergirl, followed by everybody else. Now, just joking. Followed by The Flash, Arrow, and bringing up the rear, last but definitely not least, Legends of Tomorrow. So, we're going to be covering them. Well, are we going to cover them all? No, we probably won't cover them all, but we're definitely paying a lot of attention to them this season. So, come along with us for the ride. It's going to be a fun time.
Oh, yeah. And while we agree that Supergirl is an interesting addition to this new series panel, we will tell you right now, nothing can beat The Flash and Arrow, the original creators of this particular setup. The question is whether Supergirl's transition from CBS to CW will be successful.
Supergirl will be immensely successful.
I'm hoping it is, but
we don't need your hope.
We will see.
We don't need your hope, you hater. We don't need your hope.
In addition, Legends of Tomorrow, there's been some revamps, and we're hoping that the changes that they made will make it a much more popular show, as well as more open.
Legends of Tomorrow is the jewel in the crown. That is the most malleable show that they have. It doesn't have to stay to any particular format. You can throw any character on there, anybody dead, living, they can all get thrown on. And that first season is going to be looked upon with a lot more fondness for all the things that they touched on.
Okay, well, Cal, I hope that happens. Okay?
What's all this hope?
I just said hope.
What are you hoping for? You haven't seen any of the shows?
Keep hope alive. The shows haven't started yet.
Jesse Jackson? No, what are you talking about?
The show hasn't started yet. So the new season coming up. The past seasons were pretty good. The new season coming up.
I don't need to hope, okay? Because I have supreme confidence that this is what's going to happen. Look at the lineup. And hey, you have to give a lot of credit to Greg Berlanti. The guy has the hot hand with these shows. He seems to understand what these characters have in terms of appeal, how to put them across. There's only one show that I think has really gone off the rails somewhat, but we'll see if they can bring it back with their latest season.
I don't know. I kind of felt that the whole Flash, let's go back. If we're doing a retrospective, let's see what happened last year. I kind of felt that the whole Flash storyline kind of fell down at the very end. You know, there was a great build up to who Flash's nemesis was. And it was just like a denouement, and then the way they ended it, I don't think it was as successful as it possibly could be. And I'm hoping that this season they really get to it. Instead of teasing us with a lot of different characters.
Season 2 for The Flash was a solid season, okay? I can't give it an A. The highest I could give it is an A-, and so that is what it will actually get. Too many people seem to mire themselves and fix themselves and, this is what I want, and this is what I think should happen, rather than looking at this and saying, hey, was this a quality season? Yes. Was this a high-quality season? Yes. The only problem I had with it is that they decided to take from that horrible New 52 nonsense with, oh goodness, we're going to do Flashpoint Paradox? But hey, maybe they can do a better job with it than DC Comics did, because DC Comics screwed it up so badly. What did they have to do? They had to bloody kill the Superman they created to take over for the last one and bring that guy back. That's like me firing Mario and then saying, no, we got to bring you back. It's like the Dukes of Hazzard when they got rid of Bo and Luke Duke. What is that?
So, I beg to differ. I agree that the show is definitely high quality. It's one of the best shows on the whole CW line, and it's one of the best comic book shows, period. But I think that it wasn't as strong as it was the previous year. Now, I'm hoping that the Flashpoint storyline that they're going for will be strong. I have total faith in DC to making this show a much better show than they did last year. And Berlanti, all kudos to you. Now, talking about Arrow, I thought Arrow was also not as strong as it once was, and I'm hoping that
That's saying it lightly. It was whack. Come on.
And the revamp with the new characters, I hope that they could take it to a new level.
Here's the problem with
I have
Arrow.
some doubts too.
Arrow, I thought had their last season, I thought had the potential to really bring them out of the pit that they had been digging for themselves. But it's like they refused to climb out. They made too many mistakes. Damien Dark, as a villain, I thought was pretty good and pretty compelling. But the ending was too generic. And then with the loss of Laurel Lance, it just says, I mean, they pushed Felicity to the point where I was like, look, I used to originally like that character, and now I don't ever want to see her. They pushed her to the forefront to the point where she's just like Super Mary Sue. I can't take it with that. So we'll see how it comes with this next season. But hey, what can you say? 3 out of 4 isn't bad, right? We got Supergirl, we got Flash, and we have Legends of Tomorrow. It's a great time to be a comic book fan.
So coming back to Arrow once again.
Why we got to come back to Arrow?
The fact of the matter is, they're bringing back Dago, one of my favorite characters. They're bringing back Felicity, another one of my favorite
But
characters.
they didn't. What do you mean they're bringing him back? They didn't get rid of him.
Well, they did. It was kind of up in the air. You don't know.
Oh, you know they're coming back. They got contracts. We know they're coming back.
Just making sure. You know what I'm trying to say? So
The
I like
only
the fact-
person who's not coming back,
Is Laurel Lance.
Laurel Lance, and even she's coming back.
But even that whole take on Laurel Lance. My biggest problem with the season last year with Arrow is that, thinking that he's coming from this magical island, that he would be able to more successfully defeat Damien Dark, with magic. Didn't he get like a sign on him that would be able to prevent Damien Dark?
That's one of the problems
And
they
I
had.
thought it just wasn't. They introduced these magic wielders, and all of a sudden they didn't really go through with it, having him counteract that.
That
with his
was
own.
the problem.
And I thought that
Damien
was a
Dark
huge-
as a villain, I thought was good. He was not somebody
good.
that he was not someone that Oliver could beat straight up in a fight. His techniques with archery were not going to work. He had to get some help. He needed to do these things, and then he was able to successfully beat him. The only problem is he beat him before the end of the season. Then they had to find some way. Okay, we got to bring
extend
him
it.
back. We got to extend it. And then when it comes down, how did they end it up? In a fist fight.
Yes,
So
exactly. Which
they
is
went
kinda
generic.
defeats-
They went generic
just
with
went really well. Probably, I don't know. Probably the budget got hit. Who knows? But
But they introduced, they did introduce some new characters. We saw that John Constantine actually should have never been. Where was he? Was he on NBC?
I think it was on NBC. He never
Yeah,
showed
yeah.
on
These
NBC.
guys should have never. CBS for Supergirl, NBC for Constantine. Constantine, if you want to do him right, you had to put You would have to put him on like AMC, where you could be very dark, very graphic, mature, that sort of thing, closer to Walking Dead with some of the stories. But if you want him to be in line with everybody else, CW. That's where you got to go, because once he got into Arrow, we saw. Oh, wait a minute! This is actually good. This actually works. So
Yeah.
they did that. We saw Vixen for the first time. Okay, and then did they do a second season with Vixen for her animated series?
I haven't seen it yet. So they said they were going to do it. So I haven't seen it.
Yeah, so we got to see.
I didn't really like the whole Vixen thing. So
No, Vixen was cool. Look, the more the merrier. And they're actually going to change the actress for Vixen. So somebody else, believe, is going to be playing her this season. But we got to see new characters. Again, they're still broadening things out. The biggest problem with Arrow is just, look, you went generic for the end. At the end, and what was the worst part of it? Everybody left. Sorry, Ollie, I gotta go. The mission and everything of that nature, but I need some downtime. I need some this. And Oliver has never been alone. Not since the first bloody episode. Okay, he's never been alone. And since we know everybody's coming back, what was the sense in it? But hey, like I said before, 3 out of 4 is not bad. Supergirl, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow.
now Legends of Tomorrow. I thought Legends of Tomorrow was a very interesting approach to the comic book hero, going from time to time frame. In the show, at least, I'm talking about in terms of shows.
They're time travelers.
I know, but I thought they did a very good job of that. The only problem is I thought that it just kind of lagged a little bit with just that one focus all the time on that one villain. And I think that
But they had more than one villain.
Well, it was really one villain, really. Yeah, it was one.
They had more than one villain, though.
But it was basically one villain throughout, and it's just like a storyline that just dragged after a while. I think they should have probably have.
I could put you on the spot right now.
How?
But I'm not going to do it. I'll be
So
nice.
that's
Who
my
was,
take
who
on
was
it.
the second villain? Who was it besides Vandal Savage? Who was the other villain?
His son.
What was his son's name?
I don't remember the name of his son.
Didn't have. Okay, Perdigaden was the other major villain.
That's right. But
Okay, and we got to see the origins of how he was going to become this major villain. There were plenty, and there were plenty of other obstacles that didn't necessarily go along with Vandal Savage. They killed Hawkman off early on, which I thought was
that was great.
I thought that was very brave on their part.
Very bold.
We actually saw with Hawkgirl, what I liked was they put the relationship with her and Ray Palmer together, and then also instructed why this relationship can't work out simply because she's always going to be reborn to be attached to this guy. It's just never going to work out. And they drove that one home in the episode when you got to see an older Hawkgirl in the past, and she tells her, look, I've loved other men besides him, and it never works out. And you can see her. She's older. She even seems more bitter about it. She's just waiting to die.
Waiting to die so he comes back.
Yeah.
Well, the option what you can do is just make sure you kill Hawkman for a generation. Then you can go with whoever you want to go with.
It doesn't work out anyway. That's what she's saying. Hawkman wasn't around. She was just like, look, it doesn't make any sense to love any of these guys because they end up dead just as well. I'm only destined to be with this one dude. If he's not around, I can love somebody else, but he's going to die. And it's just heartbreak after heartbreak after heartbreak. At least when we got to see her, and at least when we got to see that Hawkgirl.
She's a master player then, baby. You know what I'm trying to say? That's what it is. She's a master player. I don't see the problem.
You have a.
You know what I'm trying to say?
You have your
Hawkgirl.
You have your way of looking at it.
You know, you should have kept on going straight for it. You should have been with my boy Cisco too, from Flash. But that's a whole nother issue. So yeah, I gotta agree with Cal.
Good grief.
We got a strong lineup. We got a Monday lineup with Supergirl. We got a Tuesday lineup with Flash. We definitely got the anchor in Arrow, and we got the pinch hitter with the cleanup hitter with Legends of Tomorrow.
Are you still putting your resume out? You're still putting it out? Yeah. Okay. So the weak link in the chain is Arrow. Okay. Which is.
I totally disagree. The weak link in this whole thing is Legends of Tomorrow.
No, weak link is Arrow, which is ironic because Arrow is what started everything. So they're the weak link at this point. Legends of Tomorrow is going to be very much a beloved show come this season. Everybody who was watching it the first season had no issues with it. When you're talking about ratings and so on and so forth, I don't know what you're talking about. The show was solid. It was creative. It was fun. It was imaginative. It's a Silver Age show for people who want some good entertainment without the grief-stricken, downtrodden, emo, scowling, just unhappy people who say that they're superheroes. They're not superheroes. They're just superhumans, and they're losers. These guys, okay, were much better than that, and they used all of the tapestry that had already been woven from, starting with the Arrow show. So it was really, really good, and the sky's the limit for them. Arrow, unfortunately, we have to see what you guys are going to produce. Remember what happened on your Reddit site, Arrow. Remember what happened on your Reddit site.
The only thing I have to say for Arrow is Arrow. Good show, but the flashbacks, man, you gotta like weave them in a little better, man.
No, just stop them.
I think they have to be. I think it's important, but they need to be weaved in a bit better.
No, the island thing is played out. Okay, how many years was he supposed to be on the island?
He was there 5 years.
Right. Okay. Then we find out he wasn't on that island for 5 years. But he was in Hong Kong.
But
he even made it back home to Star City at one point.
Yes, he did.
It was ridiculous.
No, but
are you on the island or you're not?
I disagree. I think it's okay for him to go outside. I have no problem with that. So that's our opinion right here. Watch the slate. We're gonna love it.
Yeah, he's being metaphorical.
Watch the slate because it's gonna be off the hook. Cal, you gonna agree with me?
We'll see you there.
Spin right now.